Greetings, everyone, from amalightworker. I hope that this live stream finds you well. I will give a little bit more time for YouTube to notify everybody. Okay, but if you happen to be on the chat right now, let me know where is it that you are chatting from. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new to this channel, welcome to my channel. It's very important that you like, share, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, choose the option to be notified for all of the activities in this channel. You click on the little bell icon down here below next to the subscribe button. Always pay attention to the community tab as well, because I always notify there moments before I go live. So again, for those of you who don't know me, I do Akashic Records reading. I do tarot readings. I also do Reiki. Through the Akashic Records, I can also do healing through the records. I have developed through the Akashic Records special healing sessions about activating a gift that you have, if you need to activate that, or if you do have a gift but that gift is not serving you right, maybe you need to tone it down a little bit. Okay, and you can use the Akashic Records in various different ways for healing. So if you like to book a healing session with the Akashic Records, contact me, email me at amalightworker@gmail.com. Also, visit my website, www.amalightworker.com. You will get a lot more information there about each and every service. I also do readings with the Akashic Records. And of course, as I mentioned, I also do tarot. I see that the chat is moving. Love One, how are you? Chrissy from New Hampshire, Jenny from Australia. Love One from North Carolina. That's great. Lizzie, how are you? Seema's Healing Space. Hi, Seema. How are you? Green Baby. Thank you, Liz. Liz LZ on the chat. She's one of my regular clients. She has had many services with me. Christina Violet, if I am pronouncing your last name correctly. Hi, how are you? Tommy B. Also, Tommy is one of my regular clients, and I believe I trained you in reading the tarot. Okay, she's also one of my students. I taught her tarot some time ago. Thank you very much, Tammy, for your compliment. Okay, to do an Akashic reading, there's different methods. Okay, everyone on the planet is entitled to open your own Akashic records, and there's different methods. Of course, you have to be trained because there's so much more that you need to know about the records, even though, okay, it is your naturally born gift. Okay, your birthright to open the records, you still need to be trained. The method that I use is called the pathway prayer process. I will open with a prayer and I will close with a prayer. A portion of this prayer is silent. Green Baby, would love a healing for enhancing abundance level. I actually created through the Akashic Records. It is a channels abundance program, which I entitled Prosperity and Abundance. Okay, so it is about money, but it's also about so much more than just money, because money, it's an energy. So when I created the program, originally it was 5 weeks. Okay, so because I added more stuff to it, I decided that that program now is going to be 6 weeks. It could have been done in a group setting. However, everybody who contacted me for it, they wanted a one-to-one session. So that's how I did it. I would meet with a client once a week. The sessions would be an hour and a half long. Sometimes they would be close to 2 hours because each session was different. Okay, as I mentioned, that program is channeled through the Akashic Records. It would include Akashic Records healing. It would include looking into your ancestral lineage, your soul contracts, anything in the karmic line that has been passed on to you, either your own personal karma or family karma. It was about learning daily principles, something that you do daily to keep in touch with the principles of abundance, Reiki, a little bit of feng shui. It also involved meditations, okay, where meditations with the Akashic records, where I would guide the client through a meditation, and you would discover through that your soul symbol and certain special numbers assigned to your soul, and you would also create or get to know your own personal energy currency. Okay, and a few of you took that program with me. I did not advertise much about it because initially I was told that to keep it a little bit under wraps. It was one of the rules. So now the rule is changing. They're giving me permission to talk about it more and to advertise about it. More. So green baby 1 2 3, what are were the clients able to achieve after the program? Each and every client volunteered to come into my channel and to give a little feedback about their results. But my life got complicated. One thing led to another, and I never utilized that because it would be much fair for the audience to hear it from the client itself rather than from me. So everybody's experience was different. I know that one of my clients landed a job that paid very, very well at the time. I know another client was able to purchase a home for her parents. What I this is what I remember. Okay, but you can always book just like a one-time session with the Akashic records, and then we will take it from there. Email me about it. Okay, how an Akashic reading works is very different from a healing with the records. If you are doing a healing with the records, the rule is that with your own handwriting in a piece of paper, you write down everything that you personally feel that you need healing with. Okay, and so it's important that you use your own handwriting. You do not email that to me, you just keep it strictly from you. When the session begins, at some point, I will ask you to read to me your notes and write in as many details as you can. You may end up writing pages. So I don't need to know anything ahead of time. This is mostly for you. Okay. And during the session, the Akashic records are going to listen to your case. Do not worry. If you left anything out, I will ask you additional questions just in case you left anything out. And in most of my work with the clients, that has been the case. There are not going to be coincidences where the records will ask you through me certain questions. Okay, they will identify the root cause of it because we need to hear the root cause of it. The root cause could be environmental, simply a situation in your life that is not connected to anything else, could be karmic, could be ancestral lineage, could be astrological, could be an environmental. So I can go on and with a variety of what the root cause is. Okay, and it could be an energetic type of situation where the root cause everything began. Could be a past life issue. So based on the root cause, I will proceed with what I call a protocol to guide you through that healing. So if one person shows up for the healing, anyone that is connected to your DNA bloodline, okay, also benefits from it, so that the same issue, it does not get passed on anymore to the present generations in your life and future ones. And after the session is over, the healing on the other side in the ether, it's still continuing for the next 24 hours. So maybe that was like a long explanation. Tell me if that was very clear to everybody and to you, Green Baby. If you had more additional questions, I would encourage everybody again to visit my website www.amalightworker.com and to also email me at amalightworker@gmail.com. You are going to find my contact information listed down here below in the show more description box, in the chat, right on where is it? Okay. Okay. Right on top of the chat. Okay, so if you please now allow me, I will say the opening prayer real quick. Remember that a portion of it is silent so that I can open the Akashic records for the month of June 2023 and look at each and every zodiac sign. And if anybody, on the chat right now could keep track of what sign I'm talking about it, I cannot, do this live and also chat because I need to be focused on the reading. And I thank you very much for being here. And so, the records are now open. Aries Sun, Aries Rising, and Aries Moon. This month of June 2023 will be like an emotional roller coaster for many of you. You are going to encounter information that is connected to your family. Okay. For some of you, it could be connected to the family of origin. It could be connected to medical history. It could be connected to ancestry line. Could simply be connected to something that happened to a family member. There's going to be a lot of reminiscing over a situation from the past. You may have to redo a project. You may have to put the last finishing touches to a project that maybe you thought you completed, you finished. It could be about projects around your home. Okay, painting, moving furniture, building, cleaning. For some of you, you may have to deal with a situation at work where you thought you dealt with that client or you dealt with a file or whatever the situation was at work, but something may come back. Again, not that you have to re-begin everything from the start, but something there that you still may need to address and you thought that it was over. In June 2023, you may also need to pay attention to how your body is responding to foods that you are eating, to drinks that you are having, to any medications or supplements that you are having. Because for some of you, you may have to deal with situations where it's either a situation where you may be feeling dehydrated. Okay, for other ones, it could be about the weather where you live maybe suddenly changes, and that could be affecting you in some ways, energetically or health wise. I'm getting the sense of some difficulties breathing for some of you, like shortness of breath, allergies, headaches, migraines. So tiny little things. Okay, but for some reason they seem to be connected to external factors. Okay, something in your environment could also be stress. Okay, you may also be affected by the stress of the people around you that could be having an effect on your body, on your health. For those of you who have been waiting to hear from or about money, about a paycheck, about a loan, about somebody maybe owes you money. Okay, so anything in regards to money, finances, in June 2023, you are going to get some sort of a final answer. Could be about a mortgage, could be about a loan approval, could be about debt, could be about credit cards. For some of you, maybe finally you complete some sort of a payment. It's either one or two payments short for being finally complete. So when it comes to finances, you are about to turn a whole new page in your financial history. Pay attention to any checks, a mistaken check, a bad check. So pay attention to who is it around you who may be trying to deceive you in terms of money, okay, in terms of payments. Keep your receipts. So don't just trust anything when it comes to money. Always ask to see the evidence, okay, whether it is work related, home related, your own personal finances. So ask for a receipt, ask to see the evidence. Don't just, and I'm also getting the sense that for many of you in June, you may be dealing with doctors, you may be dealing with your best friend, you may be dealing with neighbors, friends, a community where you belong. If anyone approaches you with some information, could be gossip, could be information, if anyone approaches you with some advice, okay, take everything with a grain of salt. That's the advice for you, Aries, for June 2023. You may want to pay attention to your own feelings about whether you like to continue a relationship with someone or whether you like to redirect this relationship in completely a new direction. Could be about a business partnership, could be about a situation where you end up sharing money or contributing money, you and other people together. Could be about your love relationship, your marriage, could be about contracts as well, because for some of you, you may have to deal with an ending of a situation, ending of a contract, ending of a relationship, ending of a partnership, ending of a financial agreement of some sorts. And even if this ending of some sort may catch you by surprise, because there's the element of surprise for some of you Aries in June 2023. Even if it catches you by surprise, it will enable you to start some sort of brand new financial agreement, deal, so something new when it comes to your finances. You may also have to deal with banks or opening and closing accounts. Taurus Sun, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Moon, June 2023. You have to be very honest and sincere with yourself, Taurus. Where is it that you have been lying to yourself? Where is it that you are not able to divide reality from illusion? Where is it that you have allowed, okay, for illusion in your life? Where is it that others in your life have contributed to some sort of a disappointment in your life? And where is it that you personally have contributed yourself to some sort of a disappointment? For many of you, I get a sense from the Akashic records that you are going to consider other choices, other options connected to your career, to connected to your work. Many of you could be considering another job opportunity. You may be considering closing one direction of your career and suddenly going in a whole new direction with your career. But I'm also getting the sense that you may have to deal with different locations and different branches. So if the company you work for has different locations and different branches, there could be something there where you could have some sort of an opportunity or a possibility to work for a different branch, or branch closes, another one reopens. So different locations and different branches for those of you who work in this type of environment. And I'm also getting that if you are somebody who employs somebody, maybe you hire a gardener and you pay for their services, an electrician, somebody who comes to clean your house, maybe you pay for a nanny, maybe you pay for other kinds of personal services around the households. I'm getting the sense that you may be feeling suspicious of someone. Okay, so someone, maybe you pay somebody every once in a while to do some work for you. Maybe it's not necessarily housework. Okay, maybe they go over your books every once in a while and do accounting. There is something here going on where maybe you have been feeling suspicious for a long time, and you could be looking, for exactly what is it. Okay, and there's going to be something for you, okay, that is will show up to be suspicious. Not necessarily that anything could happen, It may turn out to be nothing for some of you, but for sure in June you're going to be dealing with feelings of mistrust. You just don't trust someone, okay, and you're going to be in high alert about it. You may also have to deal with circumstances involving your neighbors. For some of you, it's going to be about some sort of a situation, maybe in the town hall where everybody in the community goes there to vote for something, or either to file a complaint. I'm also getting that you may have to deal with institutions of importance where maybe you have to renew your passport, maybe you need to get a visa, some sort of a certification. You may be looking for, like, maybe a birth certification. For some of you, it's going to be about the borders, the boundaries of your property, and maybe you need to get them a plan for that, the city plan for that. I'm also getting that for some of you, you may be dealing with an engineer or an architect, or some sort of an official, a government official, may also be your own local government officials. You could be in the process of having to deal with courts or the legal system in some ways, because for some of you, please excuse the noise outside. There's some child screaming outside. Sorry about that. And you may also be thinking about starting some sort of a process where you have to go through some sort of a legal process or the courts or the justice system, that it seems to feel very blessed, and it seems to feel like very lucky, or it's going to provide you with some sort of a success. So may not necessarily give you the result that you think in your mind, okay, but it will definitely provide you with success. And for some reason, there's also some sort of a warning. Make sure that you don't promise something and then you don't do it. Make sure, pay attention to where is it that you may be lying and maybe you don't understand that, even if it is a little white lie, because you may be get caught on that little white lie in June. So that's what I keep getting for you, Taurus, and I hope that this is making sense to you. Gemini, Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon, June 2023. There's an elevated sense of hope. Where is it that you thought you lost hope? That's going to shift and change around. You also may be going through ups and downs emotionally. You may be going through ups and downs in life, but it still feels like the energy of June for you feels very uplifting. So, where is it that you feel that in life you fell down? Another circumstance will take place to show you a different way. Because in some ways, Gemini, you are meant to be successful. You are meant to be successful in your love and relationship area, in your marriage area. You are meant to be successful with your work, with your career, but also emotionally. That's where the biggest emphasis is. Emotionally, to feel joy and to feel elevated. And even though you may be going through emotional ups and downs, or maybe you're going to have those moments when you feel that you lost hope, I am getting the sense from the Akashic records that June 2023 is going to be a very karmic month for you. You may run into old friends. There's something from your past that suddenly returns to you, okay, and it's all about people that you are going to be talking, communicating, people with whom you are going to get to know and share significant and important moments. It's very important, Gemini, that you learn to open yourself up and you learn to welcome new changes and new blessings, because I keep getting the sense of a series of little blessings, little situations that are going to turn in your favor. For some of you, I am getting the sense that you may be dealing with real estate, you may be dealing with finding a new home or opportunities for some sort of a relocation or opportunities to travel and to visit new places. There is the You may also be dealing with the uncertainty of a situation, but I'm also getting the sense that um, you are also going to be offered lots of love. You are going to be showered with a lot of attention, and you could also end up winning a tiny little something. Could be a trip. You may be scoring an invitation by someone important. I am getting the sense of you receiving gifts, receiving love and attention. So it feels generally a good month, but it could get tricky if, Gemini, you don't learn to get out of your way, if you don't learn to let go of your old emotions, these old ideas as well, about how something needs to happen in your life, how love needs to happen in your life, how your career needs to go. Okay, whatever these ideas are, you have to learn to let go and adapt and adjust to what is ahead. Whatever may be transpiring for you in June 2023, okay, you may not be able to comprehend or to see the full picture. Okay, because I'm getting the sense that for many of you, it is towards September and October that you are going to be able to comprehend the larger picture of it, to see and to understand that a certain series of energetic shift, a positive energetic shift, a positive chain of events started to happen for you in June. So allow for time to comprehend, allow every emotion to settle before you start to act in that emotion. If you are angry, allow for it to calm down before you act on it. Okay, if you are upset, allow for it to settle before you act on it. Okay, and even if you feel joy or a moment of laughter, even the laughter needs to calm down before you act on it, because for some of you, you may have a tendency to say or to do something without properly thinking it, without properly processing it, and maybe later on regret saying something or doing something. And I'm also getting the sense of blessed encounters. For some of you, it's meeting new co-workers, new people that are going to turn out to be very good friendships. For you, collaborations, or maybe you end up collaborating with new people in your life in some ways that are going to bring success and joy in your life. And yeah, you may be dealing with some sort of a faith crisis, trust issues, but again, it feels like where you least expect it, everything turns around for the better. You may suddenly find yourself being very drawn to someone, especially if you are single. Okay, I get the sense that for many of you, whether you are single or in a couple, I am getting the sense of many romantic nights or many romantic situations that you are going to experience in June. I hope that this is making sense to you, Gemini. Cancer, Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon. It feels like situation with whom you have been dealing for a while are now going to come to completion. These could be projects at work that finally you are able to complete. I also get a lot of situations around a home, renovation, building stuff up, destroying stuff, and then having to rebuild them. It feels like there's also a lot of activity around your home, people coming over, visits. There's a lot of home visits. Okay, there's a lot of activities around your home, your property, and it feels like the energy is shifting. If you are somebody that in some ways something in your home didn't make you feel comfortable, okay, whether it was molds, I don't know, the weather, maybe you had to fix your ceiling or the roof. For some of you, it may have been people that, with whom you live, then maybe they've made you feel uncomfortable. It feels like that energy is now shifting. Okay, so finally, something in connection to a place where you live is going in a direction that is going to make you pleased very much. So you also have to be very aware here of your expenses. I'm getting this blessed energy around money comes in. Okay. But I'm also getting the sense that even though money is coming in, you still need to keep track of your expenses, because you may end up purchasing something okay, and maybe later regret it, because oh, you're going to see, I could have gotten this in a different place for a little bit cheaper, or gotten a better deal. So I'm also getting the sense that for some of you it's going to be about taxes, tax returns, dealing with accountants, discussing very important financial matters with people with whom you are financially linked, like a spouse, a child, business partners, whoever you are linked with financially. There are going to be important talks around that, because you may have to make important decisions about money and finances. Around this time, you may also hear about people who are deciding to move or not. That could be a little bit sentimental for you, okay? But I also get the sense that you cannot help it, because you see that this is a good move for them, but at the same time you feel sorry because whoever this person is not going to be as close to you anymore. So you may have to deal with your own duality of feelings around that. Other Cancerians, you may have to address your own duality of feelings about different people, different situations. In one way or another, you may have to deal with unresolved emotions, particularly if you are going through duality of feelings, or even feeling emotionally perplexed. And I'm getting the sense that some of you are going to be working with a healer. You may be working with an astrologer. You may be working with a nutritionist. You may be working with somebody who's going to give you some sort of an advice, spiritual guidance. For some of you, maybe you're going to be talking to the leader of your faith. Maybe it's a priest, maybe it's someone else, but it feels like you are going to be drawn, okay, to get answers from the higher perspective, from more of a spiritual perspective, or even from a more religious perspective. And I'm also getting that some of you Cancerians are either completing a course of study, a course, something. So either you learned something and now that is coming to an end, or you may be finding yourself signing up to learn something new. Some of you are going to take on DIY projects, do it yourself projects. Okay, you may be forced now to learn a new program in your computer, a new, maybe there's an update happening in your devices. So now you have to navigate and learn the new update and how to now use these devices. But that may turn out to be very useful for you, because it's going to force you out of your comfort zone. And what you learn, whether you're learning from life, whether you're learning by doing, whether you're learning through a course, a class, or a Zoom meeting, that's going to end up being very useful for you for a long, long, long time to come, Cancer. The next sign after Cancer, I'm losing track. So it's Leo, right? After Cancer, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. June 2023. Don't hesitate to sign up for something new, especially if it involves physical movement. You may want to sign up for a dance class. You may want to sign up for a gym membership. Some of you may be offered something, some sort of a free trial. Okay, so if a free trial of some sort is being offered, the Akashic Records recommend that you take that. Okay, could be Amazon offering you a free trial, could be some sort of a product, okay, that you need to use it, at a free trial basis. So any circumstances where something is offered to you, it's worth to give it a shot. And there is this sense for many of you feeling reconnected to your roots, feeling reconnected to your family. For some of you, could be about reconnecting to your family of origin. You may be invited to travel. You may be invited to spend a weekend somewhere, but it feels like something that you have been looking forward to happen. It's finally happening for many of you in June. Some of you may have to address situations about a renewal of some kind, renewing your passport, renewing visas, renewing work visas. You may have to deal with immigration. You may have to deal with international travel. And if this is not you per se, you may be helping somebody else filling some sort of applications or forms. So helping someone else who is going through this process. When it comes to when it comes to opportunities to travel, opportunities to maybe live in another country, it feels like all of these doors are very much open for you, Leos. So it feels like a very good time if anybody wanted to start a process of some sort related to that, or maybe you already did start a process and now the doors are opening up for you. So I hope that this is making sense to you, Leo. I am also getting the sense that you are going to be dealing with a situation coming to an end, particularly if you are a Leo who maybe you are active on some sort of a social media platform. You may be thinking of opening a new one. You may be thinking of closing a social media platform and maybe opening a brand a new one. Maybe you open a new channel, maybe you're a YouTuber on TikTok. I don't know. So these are just examples. I'm also getting the sense of some sort of a podcast or a radio show that for some reason either comes to an end or maybe it's off for the season and then it's going to restart or pick up later. Many of you are going to negotiate a work contract. It doesn't necessarily mean that everybody will be getting a new job, therefore, you have to negotiate your salary, your job contract, but some changes. Okay, something will be offered to you, and you will be having an opportunity to negotiate or to renegotiate a work related circumstance, your contract, in other words. You may also have to deal with tenants if you are somebody who has properties and you list it to tenants, or maybe that's your job. You have a job where you deal with tenants. So these owners and tenants relationships seem to be very much highlighted as well. And you are going to be dealing with some sort of a celebration in June. For some of you, it's going to be a graduation party. For others, it's going to be some sort of engagement or a marriage or a wedding that you may be invited to, birthdays. So it feels like a month full of activities. For some of you, tears are going to easily be rolling off your face because for some reason it turns out to also be a very emotional month for many of you Leos. When it comes to a job related situation or when it comes to work, for many of you Leos, they're saying expect the unexpected. So when it comes to your job, to your work, expect the unexpected. So I hope that this is making sense to you, Leo. Virgo, Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon. Sometimes you just have to let go of a routine, okay? It is now time for you not to necessarily have a plan, not to necessarily have everything in a calendar, because I'm getting the sense that you are going to feel more spontaneous. Some of you may be feeling more free spirited. You may be feeling like throwing caution into the wind, okay? And that is a good attitude, okay? But at the same time, do not throw caution into wind when it comes to your finances. Some of you are going to be dealing with a situation where some money may be lost due to a contract, due to a deal. For some of you, I also get a sense of gambling. So unless it is a calculated risk, okay, be careful around that. I mean, it's okay to go to the casinos on weekend and knowing that this is my budget and that's what I'll be spending because that's what people do, every once in a while. However, you may have to be very, very resourceful in June because you may have to deal with situations coming to you out of nowhere, and you have to use your quick wit and come up with an immediate response, or use every resource that you have. You may have to deal with a situation around transportation, around the car. They highly recommend for you, very many of you Virgos, to kind of check the wheels on your car. Okay, you may have to re-rotate them or substitute one. So there's something around the car, particularly around the wheels for many of you. So I hope that this is making sense to you. Anything that is connected to your health, I'm getting a sense that maybe you discover a supplement, maybe you're taking vitamins, uh, anything that may be going on. Maybe you get off certain medications or supplements. So whatever may be going on for you, it seems to have a very good effect on you. You may discover a tea. You may discover a new way of cooking that is healthier for you. You could be making changes to your diet. You could be making changes or adopting a new fitness routine. So maybe you need to schedule like a doctor's appointment. So I'm getting the sense that whatever the case may be, okay, the result is it's a result that will end up pleasing you. So don't waste your time worrying about it. Rather, go seek whoever you need to seek for the problem. Okay, I'm also getting the sense that for some of you, you may have to deal with an electrician, a plumber, a mechanic, an accountant. Some of you are going to deal with doctors and dentists. I'm also getting important banking activities, moving money from one account to another, having to issue on every a very important check, important payments. So all of these activities that are connected to banking seems to be very highlighted. Pay attention to where is it that you are placing personal items like cell phones, okay, your purse, uh, so personal items, because for some of you, you may end up losing them, forgetting them. Something could also be stolen. So be very careful with your personal belongings and your property, your personal possessions, especially with a cell phone. So that's what I'm getting for you, Virgos, and I hope that this is making sense to you. Libra, Libra Sun, Libra Rising, and Libra Moon. If you are dealing with a situation where somebody exaggerated the circumstance, or maybe they distorted your point of view, it feels that in June you're going to have a very good dose of reality. Okay? You may have to step in yourself and resolve the situation. And maybe you should have stepped in earlier or sooner. Okay? But better late than never. In many ways, you may have to address situations involving siblings, relatives. For some of you, it's going to be about some kind of a gathering with and travels or celebrations of some sort among family, relatives, friends. Some of you may have to also deal with maybe some time ago somebody passed, and you may have to deal with spiritual ceremonies connected to that, or religious ceremonies connected to that in June. Could also be like the anniversary of somebody's passing for some of you, that you maybe you have to attend. It feels like the sense of family, and you're getting support from family in anything that you are doing, anything that you are happening. Seems to be very important for many of you in June. And I'm getting this new way for you to communicate with family emotionally, new way for you to express yourself with people that are important to you. You are going to discover new way of doing things that are going to end up facilitating your life. If you find yourself having a beef with someone, okay, there's some healing that needs to happen there, because I'm not getting the sense that you are going to choose any longer to hold on to a grudge, to hold on to this beef, or maybe it's the vice versa. Somebody has it in for you. Maybe that's the feeling that you have. There's going to be an important conversation with this person. Okay, so something there needs to be spoken, talked about it, and you are going to end up navigating free from it. I'm also getting that for some of you, you could be thinking of proposing to someone, could be a marriage proposal, could be a business proposal, could be some idea that maybe you need to introduce to somebody. Okay, you could be also in charge of some of a project, because for many of you, you may have to get up and make a speech. So, okay, so it's not just a toast. For some of you could be just that, but I'm getting a sense of you having to make a presentation, presenting graphs, presenting some sort of PowerPoint, making your point. You may also have to deal with a court or a court of law or a witness statement of some sort. So you are going to be asked to give some sort of a um, statement. Okay. I'm also seeing other Libras having to give a testimonial, sharing a testimonial of some kind. So I hope that this is making sense to you, Libra. Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, and Scorpio Moon, June 2023. Never ever say that I'm never going to do this is never going to happen for me, because you never know what life has in store for you. And I'm also getting the sense that for many of you Scorpios, you're going to feel this need not to stay in the background. Okay? You are going to feel the need to go out more, to feel seen, to be in the spotlight. A lot of people could be curious about what's happening with you, getting in touch with you. And it could also be about a relationship that happens now that may be catching you by surprise. So I am getting surprises coming your way when it comes to love relationships, romantic connections, and sexual attractions. It feels like for many of you, if you have been a Scorpio who has been working so much, now it's going to be like fun, fun, fun. But I'm also getting that you may have to distribute better your work balance, your home responsibilities, family responsibilities, and your own personal time. Okay. So for many of you, your status could be changing. Okay. And emotionally, a lot of things will be resurfacing for you emotionally. You may be feeling and sensing your emotions changing a lot, and you're having to deal with a lot of emotions in June. For some of you, it is about your relationship status that is changing. Could be your status at work, could be your socioeconomic status. So you could be, maybe you belong to a community of people. Okay, maybe you belong to a country club, maybe you have a book club, maybe you have a gardening club. Whatever this is, within that community, your status is changing. Some of you may also be dealing with your immigration status or with a citizenship matter status. So it feels like an upgrade of some sort that may be happening to you. You may be dealing with an upgrade in the neighborhood where you live, or you could be thinking about moving. Not necessarily that you may be moving right away, but certainly the thought of you moving, either moving jobs, moving homes, moving countries, even, maybe you're looking around in your mind for you now in June. If you have children, you may have sudden expenses connected to your children. And it doesn't matter how old your children are, maybe they are adults, they have already left the household, there are going to be expenses, okay? Connected to your children, Scorpio. So I hope that this is making sense to you. Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, and Sagittarius Moon. You are going to be dealing with a sudden change in your own personal circumstance. You may have to deal with a sudden change in the environment where you live, in the home where you live, sudden changes that you have to address right away. And I'm getting the sense that some of you, maybe something breaks and you need to hire someone to fix it. Okay. I'm getting plumbing a lot, plumbing issues. I'm also getting lights in and out, so something to be addressed in terms of electricity. And you may also want to address some sort of a payment situation, whether you are the one who needs to pay for something or somebody needs to pay you, because there are some sort of a miscommunications or delays or both. Okay. And for some of you could be, again, delays due to a miscommunication. Try not to make anything more complicated than it needs to be, and understand that you may have a tendency in June to arrive in the wrong conclusion very much very soon. So you're going to feel jumpy. Okay. I'm also getting the sense that you may have to deal with new clients if you work with clients. If you have your own business, you may be thinking of developing an idea and making that a reality. Maybe you're going to launch a new program, a new product, a new website. Maybe you're going to open a new store or a new location. You are going to be dealing with new faces, new people in the work environment, whether this is your business or you work for someone else. So I'm getting new people in the department is going to have some sort of success, and your department, the group of people or the team of people you work with, is going to be talked about it in the company in a good way. But it feels like this is a month where you are truly going to get to the bottom of things. If emotionally you are dealing with anything, you are going to start to see very clearly, maybe toward the end of the month. Okay, maybe you don't see this right away. You're going to be able to see the negative and the positive. Okay, if an opportunity comes your way, you're going to be able to see the advantages and the disadvantages. Okay, so it feels like you are going to find, if you're not in a good place already, you are going to be in a good place where you are going to be able to see and examine everything. Okay, including advantages and disadvantages, and you are going to be guided intuitively, divinely. Attention, especially to your dreams, because your dreams are going to be revealing a lot to you. You are going to end up having some very prophetic dreams in June. Um, Now I lost, because sometimes I get so much into the reading. Now I lost track of my thoughts. Did I just do Capricorn or Sagittarius? I think I just did Capricorn. Okay, so and I don't see the chat moving. Anybody helping me? So now is so if I did Capricorn, then now is Sagittarius. Okay, nobody's talking, so I guess it's Sagittarius. Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, or Sagittarius Moon. There could be complications about money and shared financial sources. Even if it is a simple case of getting to, you don't have to necessarily say yes to every situation when it comes to money. Some of you will be signing important contracts. Okay. I also see signing rental agreements.